Good morning. I am WHATW, and this video is in response to the KD8TTE $100 radio challenge. Thought it'd be a little more simpler to do a YouTube video rather than trying to write up a piece of traffic, because we can do a little bit of a visual on what some stuff is here we're going to talk about. But anyway, and this is going to be an impromptu video, no video editing, just something we're going to put out real quick. In terms of radios, like Matt, I think the point he's trying to get across is you know, you don't have to have the $500 HT to do a lot of this stuff. It can be done on a really inexpensive budget. And so anyway, I've worked in two-way radio business for several years: Motorola, Kenwood, ICOM, Yaesu, Vertex, and of course you've got a lot of the new cheaper Chinese radios out there. And so there's a lot of stuff out there to look at. And as I switch the video around, the cheapest radio is the BF888S. This is a 16 channel, and I'm not endorsing any product here. I'm just talking about functionality here. This is a 16 channel UHF radio, no VFO, no display, so you have to know what's programmed into it. 2 watts. Amazon, you can buy a pair of these for 25 bucks. So you and a buddy go in together. Each of you's got a radio for $12.50, plus probably some shipping and maybe a little bit of tax. So we're at $12.50. Now, a lot of people are familiar with the UV5R. This is the UV5R 3-band, 2 meter, 220, 440. They're a little more, 25, 30 bucks range. I think this one's actually about 35, but it's a tri-band, not a dual band. And so anyway, but for our budgeting purposes, we're going to stick with the BF888S. Now, we talked about antennas. This other little device we see here, let's get a little close up here, which is a pair of Motorola radios. The top is a Motorola VHF Max Track. The bottom is a Motorola UHF Radius M120. Now we have an SEC1223 power supply. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Both these Motorola radios are the old wideband, meaning they're no longer used on commercial radio service. They're both about 25 plus years old. It was very common in the late 90s, early 2000s. Police, fire use these things. These things at Hamfest anymore are very inexpensive. I've picked them up as low as 10 bucks before. Got to know what you're buying. There's a serial number on the back of them. They'll tell you what band they are. batlabs.com. batlabs.com. That's the website you want to go to look up Motorola stuff. Learn how to decode the serial numbers. They do make some 800 meg radios, which are virtually worthless for the ham band. You can't really do anything with them. You don't want stuck with those. But what this thing here does that I've built functions as a crossband repeater, meaning what radio on the top hears and receives transmits to the bottom radio, and vice versa. Same thing as you'd have as your dual band mobile radio. Very functional, something that a lot of MCOMs, Aries groups ought to look at. This thing can be built, like I say, very inexpensively. You do have to buy a cable, which is available on eBay, that hooks the two radios together. They connect to a 16-pin connector in the back, and that cable basically enables the crossband repeat function. Okay, easily could buy 2 of these radios and this cable and have around $50–60 in it. Very versatile. You could take this to an EOC, EMA, radio club, repeater site, and be on the air with your BF88S going through a Motorola crossband repeater, which is going to give you a lot more coverage, a lot more versatility, especially if you're inside a building, a basement, or somewhere where you're just not going to get out on either a $12 radio, $30 radio, or even your $500 radio. So wanted to throw that out there. Now, obviously the 1223 is going to throw you over your $100 budget. This is an impromptu video, folks, so we're not going to do any video editing. But you can buy these AC/DC 30 amp power supplies on Amazon, 30 amps, 12 volts, 19 bucks. Okay, 30 amp powers. They do not come with a cord or any wiring, so you take your regular standard computer plug, wire it up, green, white, black, and of course you got your DC side over here. There's a little pot there to adjust your voltage, and on the air cheap power supply. So we're at $12.50, $50 for the two Motorola radios on the used market. There are guys out there trying to get $50 a piece for these radios. I would not pay that on there. Hamfest, great place to look these up. Go to Bat Labs, figure out how to decode the serial numbers so you know what you're buying. Power supply, you're at about 85 bucks. Antenna, again, you never know where you're going to have to set this thing up. Hopefully you're somewhere where you can hook it up to the antenna in your car. If you're at an EMA, EOC, hopefully they have some fixed antennas. Repeater sites obviously going to have some antennas. So we're not going to talk about antennas. You can homebrew a quarter wave antenna for 2 meters, very inexpensive. Or build your own copper cactus J-pole, use a mag mount mobile antenna. You know, there's a lot of different avenues for antennas. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. I did attach a Comet duplexer, diplexer, so you can function down to one antenna. These things are anywhere from 75 to 100 bucks. I think I bought this at a Hamfest for 30 bucks. That gets it down to where you're running one dual band antenna to run both radios. This thing works out great. The only thing I would add at this point is a fan on the back to keep the radios cool. They do get warm if you get doing a lot of heavy QSO stuff. The only other thing I really wanted to talk about, and I know we're talking about passing digital traffic, is the app on, this is my old cell phone over here, by the way. Let me get the thing unlocked. I'm using my primary phones to record this video. I'll do a little demonstration here. This is something some of the guys in D9 have used. Boy, that screen is awful dim. See if we can't brighten it up there a little bit. Give me just 1 second. This is where I need high power video editing skills. But this shouldn't take more than a minute to get the screen. Ah, here we go. We're nice and bright now. So you should be able to see what's going on here. This is the Android AndFlmsg app. This will not work with FLAMP, but you can pass traffic with this. This phone's set up on the MT63-2KL mode, which I know a lot of the guys in D9, Ohio Aries District 9, have used. It will decode basically right off your cell phone, or excuse me, off your HT, and you can send MT63K. Of course, you have to manually hold this up to your HT and key the HT to make a transmission. I've got it set up just to do a real quick test so you can hear the audio on it. Just going to send W8JTW123 and MT63K. I looked this morning, this is not on the Google Play Store. I think you have to go to the W1HKJ. It's been several years since I put this on my old cell phone. I haven't put it on my new one yet. I need to do that. So that may be something we can work on later. So anyway, we're going to do a little quick test. This is not going to go out over the air. It's just going to send the audio tones. So there you have it. With an HT and 100 bucks, you can go from 2 watts, the BF88S, up to about 45 watts, crossbanding, using the app on your cell phone to send MT363K and MT63-2KL, get the mode right here, and be able to send and receive stuff. Really affordable. So like I say, the purpose of the video is just throw some ideas out there, throw some comments down below. May not be the what we were really expecting in a video, but got some ideas there. I'm sure everybody's gonna have a lot of questions. I'm going to throw this out on the email reflector, put a link there, and maybe we'll write a piece of traffic with a link to it so you can watch the video. Anyhow, just wanted to do a quick impromptu response and get a video out there. This is WHJTW. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and put your questions down in the comments. Bye.